For many years, I wanted to talk about this subject on my other channel, but I just thought that it wouldn't fit in well with that type of content. But on this channel, I've called it Thai Talk with Dan Unleashed. So I should feel free to talk about anything that is real, factual, and what's really happening. So today, I'm going to talk about something that I have seen affect so many men that I've come across in Thailand. The hidden mental health crisis of foreigners in Thailand. Thailand is sold as the dream, sunshine, freedom, cheap living, no stress, no pressure. For a lot of men, especially from the UK, the US and Europe, it feels like an escape, a reset button, a second chance. And for the first few months, it is exactly that. Life feels easier, lighter, more exciting. You've got freedom, attention, and a lifestyle that feels miles better than back home. But here's the part no one really talks about. After a while, something starts to change. And for some guys, it changes a lot. Because behind the nightlife, the smiles, and the lifestyle, there's a side of living in Thailand that's rarely spoken about. Loneliness, isolation, alcohol dependency, and a slow mental spiral that creeps up on people over time. This isn't a negative video about Thailand. This is about the reality that a lot of foreigners quietly live through but don't admit. So let's get into it. When most foreigners first arrive in Thailand, it feels like everything has improved overnight. The weather is better, the cost of living feels cheaper, the social life is easier, and attention from women is much higher. For many guys, especially those who felt invisible back home, this is a massive psychological boost. Confidence goes up, mood improves, and life feels exciting again. And there's actually a reason for this. Studies in psychology show that new environments increase dopamine levels, novel experiences boost mood and motivation, and social validation improves self-esteem. So in the beginning, Thailand genuinely does make people feel better, but here's the problem. That feeling does not last forever. After 6 months, 12 months, sometimes a couple of years, Thailand stops feeling new. And when that happens, reality starts to settle in. You're no longer on holiday, you're living there. And that's when certain things start to surface. Language barriers, cultural differences, limited deep connections, and a lack of meaningful friendships. You might be surrounded by people but still feel completely alone, and this is where the first cracks start to appear. You can be in a crowded bar full of people, noise everywhere, and still feel isolated. Why? Because a lot of the social interaction isn't real connection, it's transactional. You're paying for drinks, you're paying for company, and you're paying for attention. And over time, your brain starts to realize that. It starts asking, do these people actually care about me or just what I spend? And that question alone can mess with people more than they expect, because humans need genuine connection, trust, and emotional stability. And when those things are missing, loneliness hits differently. So let's talk about something that's everywhere but rarely addressed properly: alcohol. In places like Pattaya, drinking isn't just common, it's part of the lifestyle. Day drinking, night drinking, social drinking, and drinking out of boredom. And the problem is, it doesn't feel like a problem at first because everyone else is doing it. But over time, tolerance increases, frequency increases, and dependency creeps in. According to global health data, long-term heavy drinking is strongly linked to depression and anxiety. Alcohol disrupts sleep, which affects mood and mental clarity. It lowers motivation and increases emotional instability. So what starts as just enjoying life slowly turns into something else, and a lot of guys don't even realize that it's happening. Now back home, most people have some form of identity, a job, a career, a routine, a social circle, a purpose. But when you move to Thailand, especially long term, a lot of that disappears. You're no longer the guy with the career, the guy with the routine, the guy people relied on. You become just another foreigner. And for some people, that feels freeing. But for others, it creates a sense of what am I actually doing with my life? Without structure or purpose, days can start blending together, and that lack of direction can slowly affect your mental health. Now we put it all together. The novelty wears off, loneliness creeps in, drinking increases, and purpose disappears. And this is where things can start to go downhill. Not dramatically, not overnight, but gradually. You might notice less motivation, more time spent drinking, less interest in improving life, and more negative thinking. And eventually, some guys end up stuck, not happy in Thailand, but not willing to leave either. Now here's the interesting part, that most people won't admit any of this. Why? Because Thailand is supposed to be the dream. Admitting you're struggling there feels like failure, especially when friends back home think you're living the perfect life and social media shows nothing but highlights. So instead, people stay quiet, they keep up appearances, and they deal with it privately. Now obviously, this doesn't happen to everyone. There are plenty of people living happy, balanced lives in Thailand, but the difference is they have structure, purpose, discipline, and awareness. They don't just rely on the environment to make them happy, because no place in the world can do that long term. And here's something that I noticed a hell of a lot with meeting so many people over the past 10 years. A lot of people come to Thailand to escape something: stress, pressure, loneliness, problems back home. And for a while, it works. But here's the truth. You can change your environment, but you can't escape yourself. If certain issues aren't dealt with, they don't disappear. They just show up later on in a different place. As always, Thailand is an incredible place. It offers freedom, lifestyle, and opportunities that are hard to find elsewhere. But it's not a solution to deeper problems, and it's not immune to the same mental health challenges people face anywhere else. If anything, the lifestyle can sometimes hide those problems until they become harder to ignore. The key is awareness, understanding what's happening before it becomes something bigger, because living in Thailand can be amazing, but only if you're mentally in the right place to enjoy it. So guys, if you're listening to this video today and you feel like this is you, then reach out to someone. Hey, even reach out to me. My details are in the descriptions of every single video. If you've got nobody else to speak to myself, no ego, no nothing, just someone to talk to. Because if you don't change what's happening within your life, it's just going to keep repeating itself over and over again. And I have met a lot of guys that are very unhappy but feel stuck in their situation. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe and stick around, because on this channel we don't just talk about Thailand, we talk about the reality behind it. Take care of yourselves out there, and ciao for now. Bye bye.